Ladies and gentlemen, I have a long replay for you guys. One ending with almost 2,200 base experience points. We're pulling out the Grom in a tier 10 match, and we're not firing a single premium round because that's not what we do here. Well, sometimes we do. FE25V cough cough. But we're not firing any premium rounds. Now, this tank is really good. Players are playing it very, very well. Is it overtuned? Potentially. It's a 162mm gun for no reason whatsoever. On PC, it's like 100mm or something, so it doesn't overmatch tanks, but here it does overmatch armor. It's really good here on PC, or on consoles compared to PC. But it's got 700 alpha damage and super fast shell velocity, 260mm of penetration on its standard. It's absolutely crazy. And boom, just in a blink of an eye, the shell is across the map, hitting the T-32A prototype. Now, we're going to be in a bit of a lull. I made a mistake. I thought I had the instant shell reload equipment piece. Advanced reload is what it's called. But I do not. And so I'm going to load up an HE shell here instead of just shooting this guy. But don't worry, we're going to get our revenge on him later. No harm, no foul. He gets away. And potentially that's the reason why this game was so big. Is because he gets away and he's able to play as a light tank. CloneGuy Panzer, who knew? Well, I did. But this spot right here is where I like to go with my big gun tank destroyers, even my small gun tank destroyers. The reason being is because if they take the overlook, which is where our EBR is up there, I have side shots on them, and they can't spot me from here. It's free damage. Along with that, I also have shots across the field, and if we lose the northwest flank, I have shots there as well as they push across there. This spot has shots everywhere except down the very southeast part of the map. But again, if they take the overlook, I have shots there. There's basically only one spot in the map that I don't have shots. That is why I have come here. Now, back to the word of overpowered or toxic word. Is this tank toxic? I don't think so. I haven't had a problem with fighting them. They hit me and they hit me hard, and that can be annoying, yes. But they're not fast, they're not sneaky, they're not double tapping me, they don't have absurd DPM, you know, all these things that, you know, make the Tron OP, make the Avery OP, make the SFAC obnoxious. This tank I haven't found being obnoxious yet. And maybe it is, maybe to some it is, but to me it's not toxic. But, of course, that oftentimes is subjective, not objective. So let me know what you think of the Grom in the comments below if you think it is toxic. I think it might be overtuned for sure, as I stated earlier, but I don't think it's toxic. Now we're aiming up a shot on the C5. I might have fired that too early there, as he was driving across that open spot. In fact, now that I'm watching this back, I think I did, because this shell travels fast. But there he is again, and boop, easy hit there into the side of his tank. 1,857 damage, and we're nowhere near done. And don't worry, we're not going to be sitting in this position. We are paying attention to our minimap, we're paying attention to our team's hit points, and we're paying attention to the enemies, plus the number of tanks left alive as we decide where to go next. This E5, oh hello there, sir. Put a shell in the Pantera. This E5 is moving across. I don't want to waste a shell on him. Hopefully someone else does. Yes, the Star Child finishes off the E5, and the Chisel is hiding safely there. Come on, buddy. Want to give me a shot? There's a Ruthless. Do we have a shot on him? No, we're not going to have a shot on him. I opened up my big map to see there are 2 layers of rocks in the way. First, he's behind cover, and plus there's a secondary rock in between himself and myself, meaning I'm not going to find a shot. But now he takes a hit. But here's the CloneGuy Panzer. There we go. Now we get to put a shell into him, and he gets finished off by the M48A5 Patton, and we're up to 3,193 damage. No assist, all sniping, so we're not going to get much experience from that. We're only getting half, and we're not getting a close proxy bonus, which is firing and being fired at within 300 meters. If you're within 300 meters, you're getting more experience, and if you're spotting for yourself, you're getting more experience. So I'm getting less experience this game by sitting in the back. So this 3,193 damage I did, if I was spotting for myself, would get me twice as much experience, and if I was within 300 meters, would get me about 25% more still. So lots of tricks you can do to get Ace Tanker. So sometimes you might be wondering, why on earth was this game or that game an Ace Tanker? But hello, sir, within 300 meters, and we're spotting him for ourselves. Put it in, that's full experience points. Some games you might be wondering, why did I get an Ace Tanker here? Why did I get so much experience points when I only had 2 kills, when I only did X amount of damage? I had a 10k game and I only got a first class, but then I had a 7k game, I got an Ace Tanker. What's going on? That might be why. You might have had a 10,000 damage game, but you're sniping the entire time, meaning you're getting half the XP that you would be. On top of that, you're not getting close proxy bonus, which is within 300 meters. And so all these things go toward experience. I say that, and yet this game we get an insane amount of experience because we're shooting at tier 10s. That's another bonus you get for shooting at tanks higher tier than yourself. And we do spot some of them ourselves. Yet, despite the high experience, spoilers, and I know it's spoilers because of the title, we do not get an ace tanker. And that tells me this tank is being played incredibly well. Basically, if you said this was a tier 9 and maybe gave it a bit more health, I would believe you. Its gun is good enough to be tier 9. It's not good enough to be tier 10, the gun. But it's good enough to compete at tier 10. It's not good enough to be tier 10. This tank can easily be tier 10. And now, what made this tank balanced on PC or more balanced on PC? And I'll tell you, the closer you were to your target, the more damage you would do. So, at 100 meters, I'm hitting things for 800 damage in this tank. But if I go back and I'm sniping from 500 like I was before, I'm hitting things for 250 damage. They didn't do that for this tank. They shaved off 1 second reload. So we reload 1 second faster than on PC. And they gave us a flat 700 alpha damage, which is so much better than PC, because PC you have to get close to do 800, and you have a whole second longer to reload. This tank blows the PC version out of the water. It's insane how good this thing is compared to PC. And as I stated before, something that people don't take into account oftentimes is the fact that on PC this is a 100mm gun. Here on console it's 162 or 67, 160 something millimeter gun, they stated in one of their live streams, which allows it to overmatch 50mm, 52mm, 54mm of armor plates. You overmatch roofs, you overmatch side armor, you overmatch awkward angles. Something that the PC version does not do. Now, one thing about this tank that you just saw there is the narrow gun arc. I came around the corner to shoot him, and I didn't have a shot because my tank couldn't line up. My gun couldn't line up. But we do find a shot anyway, and that's the Tron who just bounced off of us. There, he hit us in the gun. But we do find a shot anyway. When I came around the corner to aim at him, my gun couldn't pull any more to the left, so I had to turn my entire tank in order to find a shot. But Artie's now aiming up at us, and unfortunately, without much aim at all, he does hit us, and we're down to 903 health, meaning we are a one-shot for the Tron. Not exactly what I wanted. And I'm looking at this game, and I'm realizing this is actually close. Their Tron must be full health, because look at how much health they have left. Their Tron must be full health. This T-30 is going to die. And if that Tron is full health, we could lose this. So I'm loading up an HE shell. And I know from where the Tron shot me from. So that is where I'm going to be aiming, waiting for him to get lit up again. Lit up by one of my allies. We have our own Tron moving in. We have our EBR moving in. We have a medium tank on the other side moving in. Hopefully they'll be able to take on this Tron. But the Artie is there as well. And this Artie's going to get some pretty lucky shots this game. And how, I don't know. I'm not over there, and I wonder, like, what's going on over there? Why is my medium tank not shooting him? It's the Star Child. My guess is the Star Child emptied his magazine and could not kill him. But there's the Tron, about where we were aiming. Fire off the shot. HE, 903 damage into him. Big hit, allowing him to now be a 2-shot for our EBR. 261 kills the Star Child. Tron kills our Tron on a drive-by move. EBR should be loaded soon. EBR finishes off the Tron, and now we are in a 3 versus 1 versus the Pig. Our artillery fires at their artillery. He does miss. And here comes our EBR to finish off the 261. Can he get there and finish the job? No, he cannot. He gets killed by the Object 261. Suddenly, we find ourselves in a 2 versus 1, and we should be able to take on this 261 no problem. He has to hit us 3 or 4 times. AP, he has to hit us twice. HE, he's going to have to hit us 3 times, maybe 4 times, depending what he splashes, because I think it splashes as low as 200, especially on my front plate. However, if he gets our side, we're dead. If he fires AP, he beats our... He has about the same reload as we do if he fires his AP. So it's going to be a 50-50. Who shoots first? But I suddenly realize here, I think he's driving down south. He's going southeast on the map. And he's going for our Pig. But I'm not sure. I want to clear the corner of the map first before I commit that way. I don't want to step on the cap circle. I don't want him to know where I'm coming from. I want him to question. I want him to guess. And it's like, okay, I can see the corner of the map from here. Therefore, and I double check over here. Yeah, no, he's not there. Alright, if he's not there, then I'm going to head this way and try to cut him off. But then we get a ping. We get a ping by one of our players who was in the EBR, and he says to cap. He also says, I don't know if he's telling me to cap or really check the corner of the map. And I was like, alright, let me check it again. Maybe there's a corner or a part I missed. I don't know. But either way, what I can do is I can cap. And if I cap, I'm going to draw out the pig. And that's what I want to do. I want to draw him to me. And this is why cap circles should be in the game, because they are pivotal for this point in the match. And yes, already did go down the 0 line, as I had originally thought. But I second-guessed myself, and we didn't get to catch up with him. But this time it was a good second guess, because I second guessed strictly to ensure he wasn't in the corner. And I knew I could second guess myself because I had the opportunity to capture the flag. If I didn't have the flag to capture and it was team destruction, I would have beelined down the 0 line, ignored the ping from my ally, and hoped to catch up. Now this shot is never going to hit. That's 600 meters away. This man is over 1,000 because it's corner to corner, and our shells only go 720. Now right here, I realize he does not have enough time to get to me, and he can't cap out before I cap out. So I thought to myself, in that case, let's let him come toward me, because if I sit on the cap circle now, he can't make it to me, so he's going to fire shots blind. I don't want to take that RNG risk, so I'm playing mind games with him. I jump off the cap circle and jump back on. Now he has enough time to come spot me and shoot me. So now he's not going to take blind shots at the cap circle because he has enough time to get here. And so that's what I decided to do. I don't want him to accidentally, through RNG, hit me from across the map, because he can fire about 3 times before I capped out. Now I've given him enough time to cross the map, and I've put myself in a position where if he's beelining, which he has to get to me, I will spot him. Lo and behold, I do. He gets away, but now I know where he is, and I also know that he's a potential one-shot, so I'm going to close the distance on him. I'm going to go after him. He's going to probably try to get away, and I'm not going to let him. I'm going in a straight line. He doesn't realize that I was on the very edge of the map, very edge of the cap circle, meaning he's got no place to go. He can't get away. We spot him up, fire it in, kaboom, get the high roll, and we kill off artillery there. 6,400 damage done. 2,151 base experience points, so not quite 2,200. 3 kills. Definitely could have been more. Net ourselves 230,000 credits, firing nothing but standard rounds, and it is a first class, despite the arson medal, despite the high caliber, and despite the Pascucci's medal. It is only a first class. We did not shoot too many targets that were close to us. That would have put us above and beyond, and we probably would have gotten the ace. Either way, I'm happy with the game. I'm happy with the money we made, and I'm happy to beat artillery, outplay artillery, outthink artillery, and put him in the dirt. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be seeing you guys all later. Take care, everyone. And if you're wondering what this guy said, he said, GG, brother. Take care, and peace out.